The vision inspired by the people is a non-entity in the upcoming general elections, as they've not put forward any candidates for the 31 constituencies. But that doesn't leave them out of the limelight in this election season, as just this afternoon, they summoned the media to the Belize Institute of Management in Belize City, where they announced that they are against the upcoming elections, deeming it unconstitutional. The third party, which once contested the general elections, have retained the service of senior counsel Hubert Elrington, and via their attorney, they have filed a petition in the Belize Supreme Court in which they are asking the court to rule the upcoming general elections unconstitutional.
The country is governed by its constitution. We have a constitutional system of government. And Section 91 of the Belize Constitution provides that the Elections and Boundaries Commission shall, after considering the distribution of the population throughout Belize, make proposals from time to time for dividing Belize into electoral divisions in such a way that a each electoral division shall have, as nearly as may be, an equal number of persons eligible to vote. So, every division, so far as that is possible, must have in the same amount of voters. B, the total number of electoral divisions shall be not less than 28. This is what the Constitution says. This is not what any political party, whether PUP, UDP, or some other party, is saying. This is the Constitution of Belize, and we are all bound by it. Whether we like it or not, that's not the question. We are bound by it. Now, in terms of the minimum number of divisions, 28, we now have 31 divisions, so there's clearly compliance there. But when it comes to the division of the electorate in such a way that each electoral division has more or less an equality of voters, that is where things have gone terribly wrong.
Senior counsel Elrington went on to say that even though he has served in various capacities and is a senior attorney, he was not aware of how serious this matter regarding the electorate divisions is until the VIP brought it to his attention.
I did not realize it was this bad until the people from VIP came to my office and said, look, this is what the position is. And I could not really believe that it was that bad, because the leader of the PUP is a senior counsel and a senior attorney. The leader of the UDP is a senior counsel and a senior attorney. And the first order of business is to make sure that the Constitution is complied with. If we are not complying with our Constitution, then we are not complying with the basic rule that constrains us to obey any government. Because unless you are prepared to abide by the Constitution, I am not under any duty to abide by what you say. The social contract, the deal, is that we have a constitutional government.
But why now? Why didn't the VIP address this issue when they too had participated in the general elections? According to Hubert Enriquez, things have gotten worse and the time is now.
It is at this juncture that an injustice is about to be done. You cannot really call an action if in fact the government has not called an election. Because it's only now that the government has called an election that in fact you know for a fact that they are going to now carry through another injustice. And the fact that the government called election early, or a snap election, which given only 30 days, really is not our fault. But this is the opportune time for us to strike. Because certainly it is going to draw attention to what is happening, and we cannot allow a situation to happen in such a way that it's going to create further injustice to the system. So in my mind, it is the opportune time for us to call this action.
Morgan went on to say that if and when the elections have taken place, they will be filing a petition to have the elections null and void.
This election, even if it goes through, I'm warning Belize already. The day after the day after elections, if this election takes place, I'm filing a petition to the court to make it null and void, because it is being done under non-compliance of your constitution, of Belize's constitution.
This is an interesting turn of events, as over 80 men and women are out campaigning and gearing up for a general election that Senior Counsel Ellerington has all confidence will be deemed as being unconstitutional. The Section 91 that is being referenced does cite that, quote, "The Elections and Boundaries Commission shall, after considering the distribution of the population throughout Belize, make proposals from time to time for dividing Belize into electoral divisions in such a way that each electoral division shall have as nearly as may be an equal number of persons eligible to vote." End of quote. In other words, the electoral divisions are not proportionate as is required by the Constitution, and that the Elections and Boundaries Department should have been monitoring this issue and carrying out redistricting of the divisions in order to comply with the Constitution. Today's conference was a coalition made up by the VIP Frank Miranda and a development group in southern Belize. We will be following up on this story in the days to come.